The state budget battle is being felt by school districts across North Carolina. As a result, Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools, for instance, has hundreds of teacher assistants who are starting the year in limbo. Superintendent Ann Clark joins me this morning to talk about the budget issues and what it means for the school system. So let's talk about those teacher assistants. This is a really big deal. People say, okay, yeah, funding in Raleigh, all right, they're going to get it together. But for you, you're starting with your hands up already.
Absolutely. We have over 500 teacher assistants who received a call from me this week to report on Monday with the students. Oh, but by the way, that this employment is really until September 4th or until we have clarity on a budget. So what an unsettling way for 500 plus families in this community to have that uncertainty going in. Glad to be coming back, but you know, to know that on September 4th we'll be letting them know whether they will be continuing or for how long they'll be continuing.
Long term, how does that sort of uncertainty impact the educational process in schools?
Well, since June, when we got our local budget confirmed, we've been waiting for a state budget. So it's very difficult to have a strategy, to know whether you should be looking for more teachers, should be looking for plans with the teacher assistants. So we've really just been suspended for 2.5 months. Now we'll be ready for school on Monday. Our buses will show up at the stops, teachers will greet students in classes, but it's just the overall strategy, particularly around our teacher assistants. We count on them to be a part of that literacy plan.
What I'm hearing is you'll be ready to open school, but you're not necessarily ready to be as productive as you had expected to be, it sounds like.
Well, we will be for 2 weeks because we will have our teacher assistants in place to help us with that critical opening of school, with getting kids comfortable with their routines, getting on the right bus in the afternoon, beginning to do those assessments in the classroom to know where to begin with each student. So we're thrilled to be able to have our teacher assistants in the classroom for 2 weeks, but we need them for the entire school year.
What have you heard from the legislative committee, the Mecklenburg County Legislative Delegation? I would imagine you've been in constant contact with them.
I have been in frequent contact with our local delegation, and I've found them to be listening and understanding the hardship they're placing on superintendents across the district. Obviously, they are challenged with delivering a budget that includes transportation and social services and covers services for the entire state. And so they're certainly, I think, getting closer to agreement around the K-12 education, but maybe not in some of the other areas. And so we're being held while they struggle with those budget issues.
Schools around the district opening up today for open houses. Teachers will be welcoming parents in. As that happens, the issues of the budget likely going to be questions that parents are going to have. In general, how do you see the morale district-wide now relating to all of this?
Well, I think my sense is in talking to teachers and principals that they're ready and excited to greet the students. I think there is uncertainty when you don't know whether you're going to have a job, what your compensation might be, will there be a salary increase, am I going to have a teacher assistant in my classroom with me for just 2 weeks, or are they going to be there all year? Yeah. So I think uncertainty just is a distraction. Sure. I wouldn't say it's had a huge impact on our morale, but it will if it's not resolved soon.
All right, well, let's do hope that this gets resolved. Always good to talk to you. Thanks so much for giving us some time this morning.